Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, Chapter 17, The Descent of the River Ganges, Text 1. Shukadeva Goswami said, My dear King, Lord Vishnu, the enjoyer of all sacrifices, appeared as Vamanadeva in the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaja. Then he extended his left foot to the end of the universe and pierced a hole in its covering with the nail of his big toe. Through the hole, the pure water of the causal ocean entered this universe as a Ganges river. Having washed the lotus feet of the Lord, which are covered with reddish powder, the water of the Ganges acquired a very beautiful pink color. Every living being can immediately purify his mind of material contamination by touching the transcendental water of the Ganges. Yet, its waters remain ever pure. Because the Ganges directly touches the lotus feet of the Lord before descending within this universe, she is known as Vishnu Padi. Later, she received other names like Jahnavi and Bhagirathi. After 1000 millenniums, the water of the Ganges descended on Dhruvaloka, the topmost planet in this universe. Therefore, all learned sages and scholars proclaim Dhruvaloka to be Vishnupada, situated on Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. So, these geography lessons were concluded with a lot of descriptions of different mountains. So, these mountains are not visible here because they are in the heavenly planets, so we cannot imagine such things. What happens in the heavenly planets is not something which we can judge by what we are seeing with our own eyes. So we should just take those descriptions as they are. Then we come to the Ganges. So the Ganges we can see is actually flowing from the causal ocean. The causal ocean is, in every universe there is one ocean. Half the universe is filled with water. It's a causal ocean, and on which Mahavishnu lies down. So that is, you can imagine how spiritual and pure it is. So that hemisphere is there. And then when Trivikrama came, so we all know the story of Bali Maharaja. So Bali Maharaja was the king of the Asuras. Then they were very successful because Bali Maharaja was also a devotee as well as the king of the Asuras. Which means that Asura is not just only those who are against Vishnu. They can also be pro-Vishnu, but they can be materially contaminated. So he was materially contaminated because he was following Shukracharya, who was completely devoted only to himself. So Aditi, the mother of the demigods, was very agitated that her children were all in a bad situation because of these Asuras. So she prayed to Lord Vishnu, and he appeared to her as Vamana and immediately set off to solve the problem. And that is how he landed up here in the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaja. And he asked for 3 steps of land. Small dwarf, Chutko kid, small dwarf, asking for 3 steps of land. So he said, no problem. And then immediately Shukracharya said, no, don't do that. This is Mahavishnu. He's come to cheat you. Now he looks small and you said, okay, to 3 steps of land. And then, but when he grows big, he'll take away everything from you. So Bali Maharaja said, what's the problem? First of all, it is only 3 steps of land. I can give it to him. Second, he has asked me, so I have to give. And third, if he's Mahavishnu, then everything belongs to him anyway. So what is the problem? And so he gave. And Shukracharya was gnashing his teeth and getting very angry. But he rejected his guru. So gurus, sometimes people come to Krishna consciousness, they have previous gurus. They say what to do about our previous gurus. Well, if they are actually followers of Lord Vishnu in the proper disciplic section, that is one thing. But if they are not, then you can reject them. Just like how Shukracharya was rejected, there is no need to follow them. So he rejected. And that is when we know that 2 steps he took. 1 step, universe. 2nd step, he raised his foot to cover all the heavenly planets. And then by mistake, his toe pierced the bottom of the causal ocean. and the water started pouring out. Of course, nothing happens by mistake. It was deliberate. So the water started pouring out, and that is the Ganga. So we'd say, oh, water is flowing from the Gangas, coming from the Himalayas, and this and that. How is it possible? That is only the branch which we can see over here. The description which is given of the Ganga is passing through so many different universes and going to different places before it finally comes here to this earth. And it seems to appear in the Himalayas because the Himalayas are where Lord Shiva is. So Lord Shiva, what happened was, at the Himalayas said that, look, if I fall down on the earth, everything will get finished. So only Lord Shiva he should keep it on his head and then release so that he'll reduce the force. So like a reducing valve. All these things engineering was done long time back. Not that engineers had planned, but there is no reducing valve for something as big as a Ganga falling from the sky. But Lord Shiva's hair serves that purpose, and it did serve that purpose, and so purified it comes. So the Ganges river is extremely pure. So what happens? Everyone goes, take their bath, and then they leave their sins over there. So Ganges got agitated. She said, what is this? Why should I take everyone's sins? So then Krishna said, no problem. I'll come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and I will dip over there and everything will get purified. So she was very happy. There are more stories about the Ganga where she appeared, many stories. And so the Ganga is extremely special, very pure, and Lord Chaitanya is bathed in it. So Krishna Prema is there, and if you go to Prematuli, that branch of the Ganga has got Krishna Prema, which was left behind by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we can go and bathe over there and get some of that. So these are all the wonderful things which are available to devotees. The non-devotees are a very sad lot because what they are depending on is very restricted. They are just depending on science, this very puny material science and engineering. They're depending on that. They're depending on paper money. They're depending on luck. Or they're depending on their own karma if they are pious people. So devotees are not depending like that because they know that all these are all very reliable for us to depend on. Instead, we depend on Krishna, we trust Krishna. For everything, your business or your personal life or your studies or whatever, you depend on Krishna, He will provide. What happens is we make a particular demand, Krishna doesn't fulfill that demand and we think gone. That means we get bewildered. Actually, it is not so. Krishna doesn't fulfill that demand, it means that's not the way it's supposed to be. You expect something, you get something else. You expect some particular degree, you expect some particular job, you don't get that degree, you get some other job. You expect a business to go a particular way, it doesn't go that way, it goes in a very slow way. Oh, what happened to my business? Well, first you dedicate your business to Krishna and the devotees, and you run it in that way. And then whether it makes a loss or whether it makes less profit, it doesn't matter. That is the way Krishna's designed it for his own purpose. So we accept it and go ahead cheerfully. Any setbacks which we may face in our life, in our business, in our educational career, in our health, all that doesn't matter. Krishna has designed it like that, so happily go along. Always depend on Krishna, go along in this way, and then our life will be successful. Our own design will be our own stupid design. Krishna's design will be the perfect design. He will design everything in a maximal way, right? Everything must be the way we want it. We'll have one design like that. Krishna knows that these designs, whatever we may think, that's not the way it's, whether it's good or bad, he's the one who knows. So he doesn't give that. He throws away whatever design we give him. And he makes his own design. And then we crib about his design, as if we know better than him. So let us stop cribbing about Krishna's design for our lives. Let us dedicate everything and do everything properly. And definitely, everything will be successful by following Krishna's design. That is our experience for the last more than 30 years in Krishna consciousness. And this is what gives us happiness, tension-free life and success. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Great.